Earlier, I spoke with the Pentagon press secretary, Brigadier General Patrick Ryder, about these latest revelations. General, thanks so much for being here today. Today, the National Security spokesman John Kirby confirmed in Ireland that we do have U.S. military on the ground in Ukraine. He said they're attached to the embassy. Are those military special forces?
Well, first of all, thanks very much for having me today, Elizabeth. You know, we have long talked about the U.S. military presence at the embassy in Ukraine. These folks are there working in support of the Defense Attaché Office, doing things like supporting the end-use monitoring, as well as providing security for the embassy. And while we're not going to get into the specifics in terms of the specific disposition of those forces, this is something that we have long talked about. So that in and of itself is nothing new.
So with these revelations that the United States, France, Great Britain, Latvia all have special forces in Ukraine, this will, of course, feed into the Russian president's narrative that NATO forces are helping the Ukrainians on the ground. President Biden's mandate has been no U.S. soldiers will be fighting in this war. Does that mandate stand?
Absolutely. And to be very clear, there are no U.S. combat forces conducting operations in Ukraine. And that remains true today as it was yesterday. And so, again, it's very important for your viewers to understand, again, that this is something we've talked about in the past, that we do have a U.S. military, very small U.S. military footprint working out of the embassy, supporting the security assistance efforts to include end-use monitoring, helping to provide security for embassy officials. And so, again, as you highlight, no U.S. combat forces conducting combat operations in Ukraine, and the president has said that is our policy, and that remains our policy.
I think probably a lot of people in reading these leaked documents got caught up on special forces. They are the most elite, most highly trained members of our military and in other countries as well. I think when you see special forces on the ground in Ukraine, whether they're attached to the embassy or not, it raises questions.
Well, in terms of the leaked documents, again, this is something that we continue to investigate. I'm not going to get into the specifics in terms of, you know, what is or is not in those documents. When it comes to U.S. personnel, U.S. military personnel supporting the embassy in Ukraine, again, we're not going to get into the specific disposition or backgrounds of those forces, other than to say, again, this is something that we've talked about in the past, and they're there to support the embassy and the security assistance efforts.
Does a leak like this endanger those American forces on the ground in Ukraine at all?
Well, again, broadly speaking, anytime there's an unauthorized disclosure of sensitive classified material, it does present a national security risk. And it does also run the risk of endangering people's lives. And so this is why we're taking this unauthorized disclosure so seriously. You've heard Secretary Austin say that he's meeting with DOD leaders on a daily basis to look into this, to assess the scope and the impact of this unauthorized disclosure, as well as look at our mitigation measures in terms of what we can do to prevent potential additional unauthorized leaks.
We know that these documents had to be printed on a government computer. You can't print documents like this. You can't forward them in your email to your home where you can print them there. Somebody printed these out inside the Pentagon or inside some government building, and then took them home and put them on a coffee table and took pictures of them and uploaded them. Are you able to trace or track through the printers at the Pentagon or any other government installation, perhaps leading to a clue as to who did this?
Well, you know, Elizabeth, again, I don't want to get ahead of the investigation. These are all the kinds of questions that investigators will look at. Again, I can assure you that we are taking this very seriously and looking at a variety of things, as is the DOJ. And here within the department, as I mentioned earlier, we are looking at our mitigation measures, looking at distribution lists, those kinds of things to ensure that we can best understand the scope and continue to safeguard classified information. But it's absolutely vital that we allow this investigation, this criminal investigation, to run its course, and then we'll get the facts, and then we'll respond appropriately.
How confident are you that you'll find whoever's responsible?
As Secretary Austin said yesterday at State Department, we will look under, leave no stone unturned. We'll look under every rock. We will make sure that this continues to receive the attention that it deserves. It will be a top priority, and we are confident that we will know more soon.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.